Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. I'm going to stay positive until I can't stay positive anymore. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So we live. We are live in the building. Shout out to everybody already in the chat, man. We got 15 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Who we got in here? We got EC1 Football. We got Dank in the building. We got my guy Josh, my nephew. Shout out to him. Imani in the building. Dank Burrito in the building. What's going on to everybody? Look, we're going to talk. Teresa in the building. What's going on? We're going to talk today, man. Look, y'all see the title. You see obviously the poll that we have up, which I'll bring that up first. And it's simple, man. Is Nick Sirianni coaching for his job on Monday night against the Tampa Bay Bucks? So far, we have 14 votes, 15 votes. 80% are saying yes. 20% are saying no. So let's talk about this, all right? I also want to talk about, the keys to victory versus the Bucks and everything and what we got to do in order to win that game. But I've been seeing this all around. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this, and I thought it was interesting because at the end of the day, we as Eagles fans, and I'm putting myself in this. Sometimes we see what's right in front of us and don't see the full picture, right? I understand that we have been bad. We have been terrible, if you want to say terrible. We have been trash. Whatever adjective you want to use, we have not been good. We have not been good as of late. So I understand the frustration. I understand the want, the desire to move on from some of these guys. I definitely think that the coordinators are not safe. I think both coordinators, Matt Patricia and Brian Johnson, are definitely not safe. But Nick Sirianni, I do not think is going to be going anywhere. I do not believe so. And the reason why I don't believe he'll be going anywhere is because if you look at the NFL, and I want to ask you guys this, I want to ask everybody in the chat if you guys can answer this for me. Who in the NFL is a head coach that doesn't have good coordinators? If they're a good head coach, they have good coordinators. It's as simple as that. You go back to when the Patriots were on their run. They had great coordinators. When you look back at the Eagles when they had Andy Reid, they always had really good coordinators. Last year when we went on our run, we had really good coordinators. Both of them getting head coaching jobs. That is the NFL. You cannot go into a season and expect your head coach to do everything. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. The Eagles took a chance on some young coordinators, and it just did not work out. Has Sean Desai, the more that I hear about Sean Desai, it feels like he was just too smart for his own good, asking his players to do a little bit too much. Teresa, let me get you a wrench real quick. Asking his players to do a little bit too much, and maybe that's why they kind of fell out of favor with him. But at the same time, I can't put this all on Nick Sirianni. If Nick Sirianni doesn't have the structure in place, just like any other coach, you're not going to have a successful season. If you can't trust your defensive coordinator, if you can't trust your offensive coordinator to do their job, you're not going to have a good season. So again, I ask you guys, and ladies and everybody in the chat, is there any coach out there that you look at and say they can do it without a coordinator? Realistically, I cannot find one. I can't think of one person off the top of my head that I would say that. We'll see what's up. EC says he's fired. Castro, if we lose, he's out. I just highly doubt that. One bad season, and realistically, Eagles fans, we are very spoiled to say that an 11-6 year, in a year that we controlled the destiny of, and that's what hurts the most, I think. We controlled our own destiny and we flopped. We fell on our face, whatever you want to say. I get it. I'm pissed off too. Don't get me wrong. But to just sit here and say, get rid of Nick Sirianni, I think is a little bit putting the cart before the horse type of deal. Like, you cannot jump off the edge. You can't. We can't. And I feel like that's what we're doing right now. That's really what I feel like we're doing right now. Mike Vrabel, I understand he just got fired. People are talking about him. I would love him as a defensive coordinator. I don't know if I want him as a head coach, but I would love him as a defensive coordinator. That's what we need. We need someone who's been in the game, someone who knows what works and what doesn't work and has zero connection to Vic Fangio. Absolutely zero connection to Vic Fangio, because I am so tired of that scheme, so tired of that philosophy. Jay says this offense is supposed to be Knicks. This offense is too simple. It's Pop Warner level simplicity. The talent is how we won. I agree with that. The talent has definitely made up for a lot of the lack of creativity with this offense, but this was Nick Sirianni's offense last year. What he needs is a guy that can call the right plays, a guy that he doesn't have to worry about game in, game out. That's truly how I feel. And realistically, even though we've been very uncreative, or I don't even know if that's a word, we've been very stale on offense. We haven't been doing what we need to do. There's been plays to be made, and players are at fault as well. So at the end of the day, it's everybody's problem. You know, it's not just Nick Sirianni. Players have underperformed. The coordinators have underperformed. Nick Sirianni has underperformed, but I'm not putting it on just Nick Sirianni. So I truly don't believe he's coaching for his job. I really don't. I think that unless there's something deeper, that's the only way he can lose his job, in my opinion. If we go into the offseason and he sits here and fights for people that need to go, you know, kind of like what Doug Peterson did, where he just didn't want to get rid of his guys. If that happens with a Nick Sirianni, which I just don't see happening because I don't believe these are his guys, then I can see him go if it's just, you know, a locker room thing. But as of right now, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Why does anyone come here? They'll get fired if they struggle. It's a fair question. It's a fair question. The Eagles fan base is very demanding, and people know that. If you do right by us, we'll love you forever. If you do wrong by us, you'll get fired. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Jose said if they keep Sirianni, they cannot keep the same OC and D. I agree. I agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. If we get rid of our offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator, I truly believe that this team will be better. I truly do believe that. I truly do believe that. You don't think Vrabel can win with this team? Come on, Castro. I mean, what has he really done? I think he would be a really good defensive coordinator. I do. I think he'll be a very good defensive coordinator. But he had A.J. Brown at a point. What did he do with him? He let him go. He let him walk. So, no, I'm not really so high on getting another head coach. People use this word a lot. Nick is a yes man. People use this phrase a lot. Yes man, yes man. What do we really know? What do we really know? Realistically, who comes in here and is not a yes man? Who doesn't listen to their boss? I mean, at the end of the day, people want our coaches and our players to be some type of form of person that we aren't. As people, we listen to our bosses. What makes them different? I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Money says, Joe, they are clearly bringing in a new OC in DC. All this guy falling emo behavior from this fan base is ridiculous. I agree 100%. I feel like we're jumping off the edge, bro. Like, and it doesn't make much sense. I get that it's upsetting. I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm disappointed. I'm depressed. Whatever you want to say, I am there. I am definitely there. But am I just going to give up on everybody? No, it just doesn't make sense to me. I've seen people say fire Howie. Why? For what? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, we've done what we needed to do off of the field. Now, on the field, we have not done what we need to do. That we need to figure out these practices, get a little bit tougher on our players. But outside of that, I don't think that we need a clean house. I don't think everybody needs to go. I just don't see it. Joe, what's going to happen with Kelsey and Cox? Are they done in football, retiring, or going to another team? Fletcher Cox, I don't know. Fletcher Cox, personally, he might go to another team. We might re-sign him if he wants to come back for cheap. Jason Kelsey, I'm pretty sure he's just going to retire. I'm pretty sure this was it for him. And, you know, it sucks if we lose in the first round, and that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the end for him. I would hate to see that, but I think Kelsey's done. But I really don't know with Cox. Cox might come back. I'm not going to lie to you. Fact is, Lurie and Howie wants a yes man. What is a yes man? What is a yes man? Because we've looked like totally different teams over a couple of years. Couple of different years, we've had totally different philosophies. The defense, yes, they've been pretty soft throughout Howie Roseman's tenure. But realistically, we've looked like totally different teams. So this whole yes man stuff, I really don't understand it, if I'm being 100% honest. We can look at other teams and feel very happy to be in the position that we are with the GM that we have and the coach that we have. There's people in way worse situations. We see a whole bunch of people getting fired right now. So at the end of the day, am I mad? Again, am I mad that we're a wild card team when we had basically the number one seed sewed up? We just had to win an easy schedule. Yes, definitely. There's no problem. No, I'm not judging nobody for being upset with what's happening right now. But we have to be a little bit calmer and understand the situation. There's context to everything. Dank, yes. So let's not hire yes men. Give who's not a yes man. Let's see who's not a yes man. Tell me who you think is not a yes man. Who can we hire that's not a yes man? When you're going over the game plan with the owner, that's an issue. Who said that we were doing that? Y'all listen to these clickbait media people a little bit too much. And I'm not no personal shot to you, Philly D. This goes for everybody because there's been a lot of stuff that gets reported that y'all just willingly believe, and I find it really hard to really believe. We're sounding like yes men. Whenever some of these, Marcus Hayes says some dumb stuff, we just, oh, look at that, look. Come on, bro. Like, I know we're searching for answers. I get that. We're searching for answers. But this whole bashing everybody, it makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. Everybody won again and got their wish. A year later, still crying. Respectfully, fans don't know anything. They just want their team to win. Exactly. I agree with that. 100%. We don't really, and I'm not going to say we know absolutely nothing. I know a lot of Eagles fans and NFL fans in general know football. Y'all know football. I will never, ever take that away from you. I'm not calling y'all stupid. But we don't know the inner workings of this team. Honestly, the media does not know the inner workings of this team. That's why they have been throwing out so much clickbait stuff as of late, because they have no idea what's actually going on in the locker room because they're being pushed out. So, let's be realistic about it. Let's calm down a little bit and let's be realistic and calm down, slow down, and see what we can do. The Eagles need a new defensive coordinator. The Eagles need probably a new offensive coordinator. That I agree with that 100%, but to go as far as Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, let's calm it down a little bit. Nick Sirianni has done very well by this team. This little, and I won't even say it. This is a big, drag, a big fall off in the past month and a half. I will say that this has been bad. This has been historically bad, but it doesn't define him. I truly don't believe it defines him. Hold on. It's a fact they hired Doug because he wanted to pick his own. They fired Doug because he wanted to pick his staff. That's not true. They fired Doug because he didn't want to get rid of what's Holmes' name, the quarterback coach. I forget his name. I don't know why I literally had his name in my head 5 seconds ago. Press argument about that. If you realistically think that Press Taylor should have been here, all right, my bad. What I was saying, I don't know why my mic cut out, but what I was saying is that Chip Kelly wasn't a yes man, right? Where did that get us? I appreciate y'all all letting me know. Yeah, I appreciate y'all all letting me know. Does it sound better now? It should be good now. We should be good now. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. 34 people in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me now. Yeah, I did a whole speech for nothing. Where did I cut out? Yeah, where did I cut out? I don't know where I cut out. At the end of the day, we're never gonna get a drill sergeant coach. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll never ever get a drill sergeant type of coach. That is not what we do. That is not who we are. Even Andy Reid. Andy Reid was a player's coach. That's what we get. We get guys that will go with. I was silently cooking. That's serious. But no, yeah, we go get coaches that will fit this team, fit this city. We are not going to get a guy that is just going to be a drill sergeant. I find it hard to believe the coaches are yes men to Howie and Lurie. However, I could see a scenario that Howie, who has a degree in law, can out argue coaches when the coaches are right. Yeah, I mean, look, does Howie and this has been proven before. I've had multiple Eagles reporters on this channel and we've talked about it. Does Howie Roseman have opinion on stuff? Definitely. Does Jeffrey Lurie have an opinion on stuff? For sure. I mean, but to say that they're just yes men and these coaches do absolutely whatever the owners want, if that's the case, these owners are pretty darn good coaches sometimes. If that's the case, that this you know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's not true. It's just not true, bro. Definitely smash that like button. Smash that like button. We got 43 people in the building. I appreciate everybody in here. I know these are very random as of late. I've been very, very busy trying to get things going for this, this Senior Bowl. I've been posting on Twitter. So if you guys have Twitter, definitely go follow me on Twitter. I've been posting a lot about these Senior Bowl prospects that I've been looking forward to watching. There's some really good players going to the Senior Bowl, so I'm excited about that. What's going on, MC? What's going on? I can't even remember people asking why haven't we heard from Howie. Yeah, I mean, Howie don't be talking. Howie don't give a damn, bro. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not asking for a DS. That won't work in today's NFL. We need a coach, a drill sergeant. We need a coach that knows his staff and doesn't put forth a game plan that Pop Warner play. I get it. I get what we're upset about right now. I totally understand that. But when you are a good team, you lose your coordinators. We would have loved to keep Shane Steichen. We would have loved to keep Jonathan Gannon mostly. Well, I know a lot of fans that wanted him gone, but I know the coaches that would have loved to keep him there. There was a rumor that went out that Jeffrey Lurie was basically begging Shane Steichen to stay another year. When you play well, you are a victim of your own success. That happens. That happens. And now we have two guys that have no experience in their position. So, it is what it is. It sucks. It's tough. It is definitely Nick's offense. I mean, if y'all don't want to hear the truth, then that's fine. But it is the OC's fault. It is the offensive coordinator's fault. Last year was Nick's offense too. What changed? Tell me what changed. Please tell me what changed, Jay. Please tell me what changed. Bro, not a chance Nick gets fired unless he has a losing season, he gets another year. I agree. And like I said, the only way that he would get canned this year is if there was something in the locker room that we don't know about, which we haven't heard anything, so I can't say that there is. Yes, they need an OC and DC, and did you realize it's no different looks, no motion most of the time, is same look and formation, 3 wide receivers. Oh yeah, we're not changing things up. We're not changing things up at all. And the one thing that did piss me off about Nick Sirianni, he did a press conference and they asked him if he's going to change anything about play calling. He said no. So we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. Yes, we're watching the same offense. They can call play better plays. Thank you. There we go. It's situational football. Then the head coach needs to step in. I agree. I agree with that, Jay. I agree with that. If you see, this is where I will put blame on Nick Sirianni. This is where I'll put the blunt of the blame on Nick Sirianni, excuse me. If you see things not going well, step in and fix it. Step in and fix it. Make a change, but he hasn't. So I agree with you there. They get blown out against Tampa, he's gone. Maybe. Maybe. I doubt it still, but maybe. How do other teams keep their coordinators? The front office has to try something else. Well, other teams keep their coordinators, bro. If you play well, you're gonna get a job. That's what you take offensive coordinator jobs for. That's what you take head coaching jobs for. If you play well, you want a head coaching job. It's very rare that you get people like Stoutland that are just happy in their position and want to stay where they are. That's the name of the game. No other. If other teams are keeping their coordinators, it's because they suck. They're realistically, or because they're just like the Patriots. The Patriots were just on an incredible run. When you got a team like that, it's like, why leave if you're going to get all these Super Bowls? Just wait it out and then leave afterwards, you know? Nick got criticism for telling a coach, yelling at a coach, and we said the team gave up on him. That's the thing. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that. You cannot say that, oh, the Eagles, Nick Sirianni's a yes man. He's not, doing anything. And then when he shows emotion, it's like, oh, you can't show emotion. What do you want? You can't have it both ways. We're mad because we're not winning. And that's it. That's the blatant truth. That's it. That's it. To blame every single person on this staff is just crazy to me. It's just crazy. Nick Sirianni has his part in the blame. Do not get me wrong, and I'm not saying he's devoid of any blame. Just like Jalen Hurts has parts of blame. Just like A.J. Brown. Just like anybody on this team. You can go down the list. Nobody's played to their capability. I'm not going to say standard because I'm tired of hearing that. But nobody's played up to their level, up to their talent. Ty Reptiles, what's up, man? I got reptiles. I got I got three leopard geckos, and I had a skink. I had a Solomon Islands ground skink, but unfortunately he passed away not too long ago. So, but shout out to you. We definitely missed that dope play calling from last year. And that's the thing. We're failing situationally. That's really what it could. We're failing situationally. We're not utilizing our run game nearly as much as we should. And yes, Nick Sirianni has to step in and make some changes. He definitely does. And I hope that he does in the playoffs. Eric Bieniemy was OC with Andy Reid. I'm trying to tell y'all. Every good coach has a good offensive and defensive coordinator. Every coach. If they're a good team, they got two good coordinators. I can almost guarantee you that. Make sure you guys are hydrated. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys are hydrated. If I'm skipping your comments, I apologize. This is kind of going pretty fast. The players are walking around while the other teams are running around. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Joe Exotic. Who said that? Joe Exotic. We go 1-5, and the players give up. That's a bad look on the players as well. It is. It is. Look, nobody's devoid of blame. A.J. Brown's pissed me off at points. Are you going to cut A.J. Brown? No. That's stupid. That's stupid. I've seen people say bench Jalen Hurts. For who? You want to see Tanner McKee in there? You want to see Marcus Mariota? Like, come on, guys. Realistically, this offense has been terrible, but if it wasn't for this offense, we probably wouldn't even have 11 wins. This defense is trash. Absolute garbage. So, I get it. We're all mad. I get it. We can't go from best to worst overnight. Something is wrong fundamentally. I agree with that. Jalen Hurts should be able to audible, but to a better play by now. He does audible. They've said it before that they've come out of plays, but that might honestly be hindering this offense sometimes. Fire the whole coaching staff. See, that's just crazy to me. I predict next season the roster will not improve, especially in the defense. If I see any improvement in the roster next season, we might come back from this. What does that say? Oh, sheet show. So you don't know that we have Howie Roseman? Come on, guys. When have we stood pat? Realistically, when have we stood pat? We're going to make something happen. We're going to move money around. We're probably going to pick somebody that nobody expected in the offseason. We're probably going to get a big name. That's what we do. We get one big name, probably on the defensive line, and then we get a bunch of middle of the road guys, and then we draft. It is what it is. This is what we do. I am not afraid that we're just going to stand pat. Howie Roseman is the last person I'm worried about, if I'm being honest. I think that the players are pissed. I don't know if they gave up. I think that's a strong statement to say. Look at Eagles when Hurts was hurt last year. They never adjusted or coached any different. Yeah. Joe, what players do you think we will leave this offseason? That's a good question. Are we talking about just like guys that'll go to different teams? Because obviously we're not going to have Brandon Graham. Well, I won't say obviously, but most likely we're not going to have Brandon Graham back. Most likely we're not going to have Jason Kelsey back. Most likely we're not going to have Fletcher Cox back. Kevin Byard probably won't come back because we do have to pay him a good amount of money, or they restructure him. Trying to think through. Zach Cunningham probably won't be back. Darius Leonard probably isn't going to be back. I mean, there's going to be a lot of mainly defense. It's going to be mainly defense. I'd be. I don't know why my mic keeps on freaking cutting out. My mic is quitting on me, not the players. The mic is quitting. Anyways, hopefully I'm wrong, but the players look like they're ready to call it a season, which includes playoffs. I don't agree with that. We'll see, though. We definitely will see. Y'all can hear me now, right? I don't know why my mic keeps on cutting out. I really do not know. My mic is giving up. My mic is giving up. Bring Cunningham back so we can once again complain about keeping old players. Never change, Birds fans. Arizona was down by 2 scores late in the third, yet they did not abandon the run. Yeah, we abandoned the run after the first attempt that does not gain 6 yards. You are 100% right. You are 100% right. He says Seth Joyner's too much of a figurehead for the DC job. He's never called the play. Like, I'm sorry. We just went from Sean Desai, who has actual coaching experience, not at the DC spot, and we want to go to Seth Joyner? I'm sorry. Yes, he understands football. He understands the assignments on defense. But please show me his playbook. Show me one call he's played or one play he's called. Show me one time even if it's high school. I've never seen that man coach. Why would you want somebody that has zero pass, zero history as a defensive coordinator? Why? Why would you want that? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. People keep saying that. Anyways, all right, back to the poll real quick. So far, we got 61 votes, and the question is simple. Is Nick coaching for his job on Monday? 75% of you guys are saying yes, and 26% of you guys are saying no. Seth coached youth. That translates. I don't know, bro. Let me get some people some wrenches. Red Pill, Jason, I'll get you a wrench. Eric, we gonna get you a wrench. It is what it is. Let's try and get positive as hard as it is right now. Oh, I forgot I gotta pull it up here. Oops. As hard as it is right now, just hope for a win Monday night. Yeah, I said this yesterday when I was, getting berated by Cowboys fans on the best of enemies. All I can do is be positive. All I can be is hopeful at this point. There's nothing I can do to change it. You know what I'm saying? There's literally nothing I can do to change it. So I just got to hope that they figure it out. What about Vic or McNabb? Bring one of them back as like a coach? I don't know about McNabb. I don't know if he really has the personality to do that, if I'm being honest with you. Vic, maybe. I don't really see that either, if I'm being honest. Seth Joyner, not. Remember when they thought that Mike Singletary would be a good coach? Look how that turned out. There's some good coaches. The one thing I will say, what's going on, Berto? What's going on, brother? One thing I will say, there's a lot of good coaching candidates out there this year. Maybe more than last year, and I felt like there was a lot of good candidates out there last year. So we'll see. I mean, if they feel like there's somebody out there that's just head and shoulders better than what Nick Sirianni is, maybe they pull the trigger. But I'm not ready to go back into, rebuild mode. I'm just not. Wasn't it a good thing Jalen had the same OC 2 years in a row, so then we want Johnson gone, and guess what happens? Yeah, I mean, that's a very, very good point. Don't hate on the rope-a-dope. If they're doing that, I might lose my mind. I'm not going to lie to you. What's going on, Ryan? What's going on, brother? We need that win so bad. Football is a mental game. I agree. Let's get Harbaugh. Now, this might be me being a little bit selfish, but I hate Michigan. I'm a Penn State fan, so he could kiss my ass. I'm gonna be honest. I saw people talking about how Lurie needs to sell the team because all we need is an owner like the Panthers. Oh my God, some fans are delusional. You are not wrong, bro. You are not wrong. That is insane. That is insane. It's not about the coordinators. It's the positional coaches. I think it's a mixture of all of them, if I'm being real. And Nick Sirianni. Again, I want to make it very, very clear that he is not devoid of any blame. He has to look himself in the mirror as well. They are not going to fire Nick this season. Lurie doesn't want to have a team that look dysfunctional with all these coach firings. I agree. It's been a bunch. It's been a bunch as of late. It has been a bunch as of late. So, yeah, I agree with that. Cordarius Kid. That's a cool name. We need that OC from Washington Huskies and Michigan, D.C. We will be lit. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Where's homeboy that kept on saying we were going to draft Michael Penix? He looked trash. He looked trash. I've been trying to tell people, and this is no hate on Michael Penix. I think he's a good player. And there's no hate on Washington. They had a good season. But I was trying to tell people they did not belong in the playoffs, bro. Michigan is different. I've been telling people all year, Michigan is different. That defense is different, bro. That defense is different. Vanilla playbook, but at least add sprinkles. Yeah, I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? Make it look a little bit prettier. Lil Eddie, so hold on. Kadarius, let me get you a wrench real quick. Lil Eddie says Eagles next season need to get Frank for OC and Wink for DC next season, and they think they should keep Nick one more season to see what he can do. I can agree with that. Yeah, where's Mr. Rudy Poo? I will say Wink, there's a little bit of issue there just because he retired. From what I'm hearing, because he resigned and didn't quit or didn't get fired, I should say, he technically has to get the okay from the Giants. They still have him under contract. So he would have to get the okay from the Giants for him to take another job. Not saying it's impossible, but that is a layer that we're going to have to worry about. Michigan won you some chicken. Hey, I saw that you donated to the GoFundMe, so I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. And speaking of the donating, I appreciate everybody that's donated so far. We are at $360 in a mere 3 days. You guys are absolutely amazing. I want to thank everybody that's donated so far. But we are headed to the Senior Bowl. We're headed to the draft. We're headed to the Pro Bowl. We're headed to the Combine. I have credentials for everything except for the Pro Bowl so far. I'm still waiting for the approval there, but it should get approved. I'm going with the thought process that it will get approved. But if you guys want to donate at all, man, it would be much, much appreciated. It is going to be very, very expensive to do all this stuff. We're trying to raise $1,000 by the end of the next couple of weeks. So if you guys can, link is in the description. Link is in the chat. It's pinned at the top. Whatever you can do, whether it's $1, $5, whatever you can do, I truly do appreciate it. And thank you so much to everybody that's already donated. It means the world to me. Y'all have no idea. I hate asking for anything. I'm going to be real with y'all. And a lot of people are calling me a broke boy, calling me a this, that, and the third. And it sucks, bro, because it really is. As a man, it's embarrassing to ask for help. But I know I got amazing subscribers, so, y'all make it a little bit easier. Now, I do want to talk about the keys to what we need to do to win this game. And realistically, take this and move it on to the next game. Take this and move it on to next year. This is what we should have been doing all year. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 51 people so far. What do we got to do, man? What do we got to do? We got to run that ball. Run that rock. Your boy DeAndre Swift had a whole extra week off. Utilize him, especially with the Eagles. I doubt, maybe they do, but I doubt that they re-sign him. So use him, run him to the damn ground. No offense to him. Run the ball. Run the ball. The first time that we played them, we had 40 carries. I want to see that again. But that was between the team. That wasn't just DeAndre Swift. But DeAndre Swift had himself a game. I was at that game. So run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And when you don't think that is working, run the ball again. The next one, move Baker around, man. Move Baker around. You got to. You have to get in that backfield. You got to make him uncomfortable. Baker Mayfield has been accurate when he's given time. Baker Mayfield is a good player when given time. So do not let Baker get comfortable. Do not let Baker just sit in the pocket and pick you apart, because he will. So, shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've had a good season. They've overachieved. Okay. It's crazy how the tables turn. You look at 2 years ago when we played Tampa in the first round, we were the team that overachieved. We went in there and got blown out. This year, excuse me, this year it's totally different. I feel like they're the team that overachieved. We should be able to go in there and blow them out. Next, scheme these players open, man. Scheme these players open. This is something that I've been saying all year, man. Scheme these guys open. It's not their job to get open. I mean, yes, it is their job to run good routes, to, beat one-on-ones, but it is your job as a head coach to scheme these guys open. If you do not do that, I can't blame the players for having 1 to 2 yards of separation, if that. You know what I'm saying? So scheme these players open, make Jalen Hurts' job easier. These are the 3 things that I think are the most important. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. B Fatty, that's a funny name. I like that name. Y'all have some very creative names. I will say that. I love the creativity with the names. If only we had some creativity with our playbook. Now, B Fatty says the podcast, thoughts on Sirianni showing up on the Epstein list. Oh God. Why did I gotta read this stuff before I pull it up. Also, don't drop your defensive ends in coverage anymore. Yes, Kadarius. Yes, exactly. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. I'm so tired of this defensive coordinator thinking he's smarter than everybody in the world. Yes, Kadarius. Yes, you are 100% right. Misdirection, 12 personnel, up tempo. I like that. Utilize your personnel. I like that. Spyros, whether you like Nick or not, if you keep firing coaches every few years, even after they get to or win the Super Bowl, you eventually end up with a bad team every year due to no consistency. I agree with that. I think that that's very, very, very true. Let me get you a wrench as well. I agree with that. I think that that's very true. Very well said. The Eagles can't be that team that just gives up on everybody. We can't. We can't be that team. Now, we got 56 people in the chat. We only got 28 likes. If you guys could just take 1 second, go ahead, hit that like for me. It would mean a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. Bobby Murphy, what's going on? He says, why would Swift want to sign back here? I don't even know at this point, especially with the little bit that they use him. They underutilize the heck out of that guy. So, I don't know. Jason Redpill just keeps on laughing. So we're going to take away his moderator because I'm not really sure what he's here for. Next, Ryan Rowe. Nick Sirianni won't contribute to changing the run. Nick Sirianni's got to change something. I'd rather just lose in Tampa and get it over with than get blown the F out next week in Dallas. I want to play, man. I want to play to win, bro. I'm not trying to lose. So if we lose against Dallas, we lose against San Fran, it'll be annoying, but I don't care. I don't want to just lose in the first round, bro. I really don't. The expectation of us is so low right now. I don't want to prove people right. I really don't. I want my team to wake up. Maybe that's asking for a lot, but I want my team to wake up. Yes, sir. Listen to my nephew Josh. He a smart man right there. Smash that like button. Nick has to show more than what he has from an offensive. Yeah, I agree. I mean, at some point, I've said this. That's where I put the blame on him. At some point, you have to step in and make something different. All right, Jason. You had me worried for a second because I be having a bunch of Cowboys fans in here trolling. I had to make sure you weren't, in here trolling. But he said we need that win. It might help the team's morale and mentality. That's what I'm saying. You would be surprised how much a win, especially a good win. If we go out there and we dominate for 4 quarters, I understand that it's tough to say that we will, but if we go out there and dominate for 4 quarters, your team's going to be sitting there like, hey, maybe we are something. Maybe for all the people that are saying, well, they gave up and everything, if you go out there and show that you haven't, it could change things. It could definitely change things. If Swift only gets the ball less than 10 times, we might be in trouble. I agree with that, 110%. And it's from the beginning. Start off run heavy. Start by running the ball and do not stop. Start by running the ball and do not stop. When anyone wants to lose, that's bad for the fan base. I don't agree with it. I'm gonna be real with it. I'm just disgusted with this team. I agree 100%, Bobby. I get it 110%, bro. Like, and you have every right to be disgusted with this team. I mean, they have not given us any real reason to cheer as of late, but gotta have a little bit of faith. We gotta have a little bit of faith. I don't know why it's not pulling it up. All right, we gotta have a little bit of faith, man. We gotta have a little, because that's all we can do right now. We can't change nothing. Us saying, fire this guy, fire that guy, this guy sucks, cut this guy, cut that guy. It ain't doing nothing but talking. You know what I'm saying? That's all we're doing. So at this point, you gotta have some faith in your team, man, and just hope for the best. I mean, that's where I'm at. That's definitely where I'm at. People say nobody cares about the Eagles, then proceed to troll every chat, every channel. Facts. You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie, Forte. If the issues aren't from coaching, then what do you think the cause of the issues are? I mean, I do believe personally that the coaches are the issue right now. But if I had to pick something out, I would say the underwhelming performance of a lot of our veterans, man. I mean, James Bradbury hasn't been the guy. And the lack of voice from our veterans. Also, I think that that's something that we're not talking about, is that you go back to 2017, our leadership committee, whatever you want to call it, the team, leaders at that time, went to Doug Peterson and said, bro, we got to run this ball. We got to run the ball. I'm a little disappointed that this team doesn't go up to Nick and be like, listen, let's sit down. We need to do this. And if they did and Nick didn't listen, that's a fireable offense. That really is a fireable offense. And that's why I said, unless there's something we don't know about, I just don't see Nick going. But if I'm this team, I'm sitting him down and saying, listen, we know what we need, and this is not what we need. We have the talent, but we lack the mental fortitude due to the L streak. We need that win. I agree 1,000%. We not winning with this defense. What hope do you have in the back seven? What hope do I have? I hope that Darius Slay coming back healthy is good for him. Maybe he was hurt all season and playing through it. Now that he's coming back at full strength, I'm hoping that we get the best Darius Slay. I'm hoping that with the addition of a healthy Darius Slay, James Bradbury has a little bit of pressure taken off him. I'm hoping that, losing Sidney Brown sucks, but I'm hoping that Kevin Byard gets into playoff form and plays like the player that we know he can play like. I'm hoping that Reed Blankenship can stay healthy throughout his playoff and go out there and ball out. I'm hoping that Avonte Maddox can stay healthy and ball out. There's talent on this defense. I'm hoping that Fletcher Cox, now that he had a good little week to take off, he's going to go out there and ball out. I'm hoping that Jalen Carter turns it back on and goes out there and balls out. I have hope in this team. I do have hope in this team. Faith and hope are different. I'm trying to keep faith, but I have hope. I do think that we have talent. It's just about going out there and playing, man. Where are we at? Hold on. It's hard to have leaders with guys you picked up mid-season. Yeah, I mean, look, people like, and I want to read this, so I want to make sure I pull it up, but people like Jason Kelsey, people like Lane Johnson, people like Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, I would even say Darius Slay. These guys have been with your team for a while. They're leaders, they're veterans. Those are the guys I would hope would step up, even just vocally. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got people. Jose says, Ocho Cinco talking about we're playing possum. I just don't want to be roadkill. That's funny. I don't believe that. If we're playing possum, I've said this before. If we're playing possum and we're better than and somehow we just turn it all around in the playoffs, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be real with you, because you don't do that in the NFL. Maybe it works out for us, but I don't think that we're playing possum. I think that we're just not a good team right now. Is injuring Devontae Smith a fireable offense? He didn't go out there and injure Devontae Smith. Bad play calls, we've been saying it, but he's not the one that went out there and knocked him on his leg. We can't blame him for that. It was stupid, but it is what it is. Who's going to play safety with Brown out, Reed Blankenship, and Kevin Byard? I mean, that's who's been playing. Where's Justin Evans, too? Did Justin Evans get cut and I just didn't see it? Is he on IR? I don't remember Justin. Now I'm trying to remember if because Justin Evans was decent. When Justin Evans was in, he was decent. Just running the ball opens up play action and coaches don't get it. Yeah, being under center opens up a lot of things. Being in the pistol, being under center, changing up formations opens up the offense. Hope we keep Ringo on the field. He can take Brown's spot. That would be interesting. I would not be mad at that. If they played him as kind of a hybrid type role, I would actually like that. We need a Malcolm, someone who is going to get the guys fired up. Yeah, and that's why I said I would like to see some of our veterans just step up. Trade James Bradbury. I don't know what we would get for him, if I'm being honest with you. Your only real option is to cut him at this point. I don't know what you would get for him. Uh-oh, somebody's barking. My dog about to go cry. My dog's knocked out. Usually when dogs bark, my dog is up like, oh, what's going on? He's knocked out. I ain't never seen him this asleep. Kobe. All right, he's good. he is knocked out. That's crazy. Justin Evans was a major liability. I wouldn't say major. He wasn't the best in the world, but he was decent. He was actually pretty decent. We need to hire Giants D coach. If we can, I wouldn't be mad at it. Okay, Evans on the IR. He had a practice window, but they never activated. He's like, damn, that sucks. I wonder if they bring him back next year. I know Byard and Blankenship, but I'm saying without Brown, who's going to fill in when we have no... Yeah, I agree. It's going to be tough. I mean, if somebody said Kaylee Ringo, that would be interesting. Didn't we just bring up Tristan McCollum? I think he's a safety. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. You just got to keep faith, guys. You got to keep faith. But listen, I'm about to get out of here, man. I appreciate you all so much. Can't say it enough. But one more time, I just want to let you guys know, again, you don't have to, but if you guys do have anything that you want to donate in order for me to go out there and give you guys the best coverage possible for this Senior Bowl, I would really appreciate it. I do have a GoFundMe up. The link is in the description. The link is also pinned at the top of this chat. So if you got anything you want to donate, again, appreciate it. Even if you just go share it to your social medias, let people know what's going on. That helps out a lot. But other than that, man, I am about to get out of here. What do we do? But have faith and hope for the best. That's where I'm at. I hope you guys are there as well. Let me know in the comments right now what your score prediction is for the Bucs versus the Eagles game. And I'll probably read some of them on the next video and give all you guys shout outs. But other than that, y'all know what it is. I love y'all. It's Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here cool on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall.